oceans everywhere.
The best teacher anyone could ever ask for, Mr. Sean Lorenzo.
Do not be afraid. Those are not the words that I'm saying to myself. Those are the words I'm saying to you. They're the words that God used after calling leaders and prophets. They're the words that angels use after delivering troubling and confusing news. They're the words the resurrected Christ used to bring peace as he appeared to his bewildered disciples. They're the words you need to hear. You're graduating. You're leaving home. You're starting a new life. You're saying goodbye to family and friends, and you're off to new adventures or misadventure. But do not. Mysteriously, the Bible records these words again and again. They represent a commandment that we read over 70 times in Scripture. Do not be afraid. They recur so many times because we need to hear them so many times. Rarely as often as when we experience great upheavals, dramatic endings, and new beginnings. You are about to make decisions and changes that will affect the substance of your life for this decade and beyond. And yet I tell you, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid of what you think is going on. The world is full of half-truths, lies, and false appearances. Because of the confusing psychology that makes us human beings, which we daily project onto each other. Many of the people who seem to hate you secretly love you, or at least want your approval. Even when you can't find a way to make sunshine out of a situation, know that everything that has happened, is happening, and will happen. The amazing, the wonderful, and the awful is part of a plan that you don't get to write. You can prepare and engineer all you want, and we've been encouraging you to do plenty of that. But in the end, you really don't get to write your life. You only get to accept it. Even when you don't like it, you must accept it. You must know that whatever is, and I mean is, with a capital I and a capital S, whatever exists, exists only because our Creator wills it into existence. Since we have a terrible tendency to make God in our own image, we believe that He should act exactly the way we would in every situation. And so we end up trapped into thinking that God has gone wrong, or is absent, or does not exist. We then try to hide from that life that we don't accept, trying to live in a world of our own making, with our own comforts. But don't run from your life. Don't fall into addiction. Use everything that is good in moderation, in the right way, at the right time. Avoid those things that are always destructive. Accept that you live, not in a world that you get to create or escape to, but in this world. A world of broken promises, shattered dreams, and the Jersey Shore. but a world that can be and truly is a beautiful place. Do not be afraid to lose anyone or anything that you think you need. As you move forward, you'll try on careers, homes, partners, and all kinds of accessories that you feel you need to make your life complete. Some of these you may become incredibly attached to. But remember that should you lose any one of those people or things, through heartbreak or disaster, or the greatest enemy, which is death, God will still be providing for you everything that you need. It will just have to take a different form. Do not confuse what you think you need with what you really need. I'm going to kill you for asking me to do this. Just so we're clear. Do not be afraid of or overly angry at hypocrisy. This is a warning tailor-made for your age group. In your 20s, you'll have many an illusion fade as you trip over one hard rock after another. But let that soften you, not harden you. Do not grow cynical in the face of those who say one thing and do another. I will venture a guess that although there is undeniable evil in the world, what is considerably more common are ordinary people trying to live out ideals and failing to do so. This does not make them hypocrites or evildoers. This makes them human, just like you and I. We all fall and stumble, but we get back up, we dust ourselves off, and we try again to live out those values and ideals that we strive for. Never demand perfection out of anyone in your life. Never delight to point out another's inconsistency or flaws, but rather look humbly in the mirror and see your own shortcomings. You'll spend the rest of your life plenty busy with your own ideals. Focus on the good in people and leave the rest behind. Do not be afraid to learn more, to take what you thought that you knew and turn it on its head. Learn about a religion that's different from your own. Read about cultures, experiences, and peoples that are foreign to you. Go, see new places and new things. Learn to do something you might never have seen before. Feel free to do whatever you want to, with no regard for whether others or even you yourself are comfortable seeing you do it or not. Do not run from difficulty or anger, but remember not to stop there either. Wrestling with hardship and anger is the only true path to deep faith, hope, and love. Do not be afraid to get angry at God. My favorite biblical characters and saints are those who stood up to God and told him how they really felt. You can only have a relationship with someone if you're willing to share your true feelings, not be who you think they want you to be. And the same goes for a relationship with God. Moses, one of my favorite biblical characters, was always telling God to back off. He frequently looked around at the Israelites, looked up, and said, "Whoa. Have you seen these supposedly chosen people lately? You must be crazy to expect anything out of them, let alone all this crap you are asking." Teresa of Avila, the Spanish mystic, whose relationship with God was incredibly intense, once fell out of a tipping ox cart into a mud puddle from whence she cried out to her Lord, "No wonder why you have so few friends, since this is how you treat me." I think that God sometimes pushes us just until we push back, until we assert ourselves. For it is then that we know our own worth and our own value, and then nothing can stop us, and we truly are not afraid. Many of you may have been listening and thinking this is not the Spanish teacher, colleague, friend, or even son. Yes, my mother's here. No Italian mothers. This is not the guy I have known. Well, I'd like to refer you back to my paragraph on hypocrisy. I'm trying, and usually failing, but always trying to live out the ideals I put before you tonight. I'll let you in on a little secret. I've always carried something along the way that's helped me to try to do that. It comes from something a friend of mine wrote in my high school yearbook. Knowing her, it probably comes from a movie that I fell asleep watching. It goes like this. We're here to ruin ourselves, to break our hearts, to love the wrong people, and die. It sounds awful, I know. We're here to ruin ourselves, to break our hearts, to love the wrong people, and die. At the root of it, I recognize a tremendous hope, born of the fact that we can never screw our lives up more than they'll be when we're dead. We'll lie there, rotting in death, being devoured alive by maggots, ants, spiders, all kinds of crawling things that we now try to kill at every contact. So, we should live a life free from fear, unburdened by the thought that we have any power to mess it up. All that power is in somebody else's hands. Somebody who mercifully actually knows what he's doing. Someone who's been the foundation of all that is for quite some time. You're young. You're filled with vitality and breath. And you're looking forward to an amazing future. Put your trust beyond this world and go out and live life with reckless abandon. Be who you are as loud as you possibly can. Make your mark. Show your love. Live your passion. And do not